I know what you're all thinking right now. What is Itorah? It is a new game released on Steam for 20 bucks, and it is a 2D platforming, I think metroidvania wannabe style game here. You play as this girl with the purple hair. She has a talking axe, and you know, you could jump around, you could attack, you could sprint, you could do, you know, cool moves like that, you know. Just not a bad little game here. I got a couple issues to kind of talk about here. But before we do that, just kind of want to show you like how beautiful this art is because it's gorgeous. And music is good, sound design is good. You got your own big old Metroidvania map here, which is nice. We have been tasked with going to the Forbidden Ruins, which is, you know, not generic sounding at all, right? The Forbidden Ruins. The ruins don't have a name of any kind? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird that they would just call it that. But regardless, yeah, guys, this just came out on Steam. Look at this. This is just gorgeous. I love this part right here. The falling areas and stuff. Falling brick. Absolutely beautiful. But I'm always a sucker for when games kind of do that like silhouette style look, you know. Kind of interesting. There's no enemies in this part of the game. There have been enemies throughout every other part of the game that you have to take out. Oh, jeez. No enemies here for whatever reason. Very strange. Go up some stairs here. Oh, and we got a character interaction here. So this little fox-looking character, this blue-tailed fox-looking character, this is, I assume, it's a daughter of the tribal chief that is way back in the town that we first came into. Take a look around. In the meantime, I'll have a go at these. Trying to figure out these runes, I suppose, here. So when you start this game, you start as this girl in the purple hair, and for some odd reason, unbeknownst reason to me at least, she decides that she finds herself in a like spider cave area, and you're fighting like all these spiders and whatnot. Definitely has like an Ori and the Blind Forest type of feel to it, with like the bugs and everything like that. It's interesting. The perspective of these stairs looked much better than the perspective of the... I gotta go look at this. The perspective was really strange for the stairs out here. Look at that. I mean, they don't look bad. But if you look at that perspective, and then you look at the way that... I don't know. This is just... Perspective is really strange on that. Otherwise gorgeous game. This perspective looks much better. I don't know what happened outside there. Alright, so we got some... Oh, forgot. This 2D platform, you do not have a double jump. Just a single jump. You have enemies to dispatch here. Oh, took him out. Every time an enemy dies, they give you these little purple pizza triangle things. Oh, that guy didn't die at first. The pizza triangle things can be used, or Doritos, whatever you want to call them. They can be used for upgrades. However, I cannot use the upgrades at this moment because you need, in addition to the purple Doritos, you also need the other items which I have not located yet. So hopefully we'll be able to find some of those. Alright, we got a locked door here. We're going to head on down here. So one of the things that I find that I'm not the biggest fan of with this game is sort of the... I wouldn't say that I dislike them, but they just feel kind of odd, are the controls. Now, the controls, they don't feel bad per se, but they feel like stiff and kind of just off. You know, have you ever played a game like that where you're like, yeah, I can get used to this, but it doesn't feel right? That's kind of where we're at with this. Like, it's not awful, but it's not great. One of the other things I'm not a big fan of on this game either is the sparseness of it. You see that, like, this is actually a pretty large dungeon, right? I'm sure it's going to end up being much larger because many of the areas in this game end up being very, very large slogs to run through. Like, I feel like they are kind of unnecessarily long. And the reason they feel that way is because they feel sparse with things to do. There aren't too many secrets to find. And for a Metroidvania, I feel like that's kind of just a bad thing. There's the key. We got the key. It's a ruined key. So now you can see we have access to that thing that moves around now. And now these things are moving, which I'm not even sure where those were at, but that's cool. Oh, and we started the saw blades, which I'm sure is a great thing. But now we can also get back in here. But yeah, it's interesting because I played a lot of Metroidvanias and 2D platforming games over the years, and where you think you might find a secret or like a clue as to like where there might be a hidden item, in this game you may not find that. And I'm not sure if that's really a negative, because if that's just like my own you know, sort of like my own experience is dictating that feeling, you know? Somebody who's completely new to the genre may not even care about that. But I will say that in doing so, it makes the game feel incredibly linear with a game that's not supposed to feel that way. You know, if it's supposed to be a Metroidvania, or at least gives off the vibe of such a thing, you know, it's not one of the more exploratory Metroidvania games out there, which for me is kind of me personally is kind of a big problem. I like games with a lot of exploratory stuff in them. I like being able to explore all over the place and find cool secrets, and you know, being denied an area to find a secret because, you know, I don't have the right power up yet or anything like that. And there's like a little bit of that in this, but there's not much. Like, okay, so you see right there, we made a large trek over here to open that chest, right? It's another problem I have with this game is that you open that chest, you just get more of those purple Doritos, but you could just farm those Doritos from killing enemies. So it doesn't really feel like you're getting, you know, a huge boon when you're grabbing that. Also, they made us jump over these two big chasms just to get that one chest, and there was like nothing exciting in it whatsoever. Yeah, so I find that to be kind of a big problem. So far of the, let's say, close to 2 hours of this game I played, I have found one worthwhile upgrade, and that is the one where you can, you know, hold your axe here and do a big swing. But because the controls and the combat in this feel a little awkward, it's not a move that I've used a whole lot. It doesn't feel like something I'll be using during a boss fight or anything of that nature. And it's not so much that, you know, I'm bad at the combat or anything. I want to put that out there, and, you know, not even saying this as a humble brag, but I fought 2 bosses in the spider lair already, and having fought those 2 bosses, I didn't die even once. Like, I killed them both on the first try. So, for me personally, there we go, we gotta destroy that. We'll run down here. More Doritos. But yeah, it's not even bragging about that, like, that I wanted to mention. I wanted to mention it because I was like, well, the bosses don't seem to give too much of a challenge when I have a combat system that I'm not fully comfortable with, but I was able to off those bosses without much issue. One of the other abilities you do have is the dodge ability. This one right here. And it does use stamina. You do have a stamina bar, so if you sprint, if you dodge, you do use stamina for those things. Wow, I'm not sure how I jumped right on the enemy like that. So you do have a stamina bar, and you will run out of stamina if you're dodging a lot. But I will say that I just have not found the sweet spot for the dodging yet. Oh my god, stupid rat. So like when I was fighting the first boss, I thought I was going to die. I was actually close to dying. Because every time I dodged, I felt like I just ran into the boss. I was trying to dodge around him. So I found, like, if I dodge away, you know, it's somewhat effective. But, you know, you can't quickly, like, if you're running this way and you hit back, it's kind of a weird feeling to try to do it. That's why, you know, in other Metroidvania games, like Symphony of the Night, for example, they have a bumper button that you just hit. I accidentally used my healing ability there because I was just playing around hitting the bumpers. But either way, they have a bumper ability that you can use. that will have you dodge back automatically. I think that was in the Bloodstained game that came out as well. But this game doesn't have that, unfortunately. So the controls are a bit weird. This is kind of nice. This is I feel like one of the first times the game has created a lot of intrigue behind something. Like, oh, there's a chest there. Hopefully there'll be something in there besides the purple Doritos, but I doubt it. And that's where, you know, you need the intrigue. When you have a Metroidvania game with abilities and things that you collect, you want to make it so the player wants to go after that chest, right? And so far in this game, almost every chest I've opened has been just those Doritos. And for me, I'm just kind of like, well, I'm at the point now where I'm like, I can't upgrade yet. Do I really care to open this chest right now? And the answer quickly is becoming no. Like, do I really care to open this? Not really. If it's just more of those things I can't use right now, then oh, come on. What do I care, right? Oh, I got really lucky right there. I just happened to stop at the right point. Oh, didn't know you were there. Up we go. And Chester's right here. So they didn't really make it hard to get to, and it's just more Doritos. So it creates intrigue to show that stuff, but then when there's nothing exciting in there, it's just like kind of like, all right, whatever. Run through here. Always a fun trap. Yeah, it looks like we have found a bonfire. This is where you could quick save. This is also where you could do a full save slot if you wanted to overwrite, you know, your main save here, which you want to do every now and then. I'm sorry, I said close to 2 hours. We're about an hour and a half. I was actually going by my Steam time because I did actually play the demo of this game previously. I actually have had this key for a little while to review this game. However, the developer or the publisher did not release the game on Steam until today. Oh, here we go. So this is a nice little intrigue piece here. We can hold this ability, it'll break this brick, and we get more Doritos. So, disappointing chest almost every time. Sucks. Whose idea was to put the kangaroo thing right there? Come on. But I played through a part of the demo. I probably played about a half hour of it. And I didn't hate it, but I will say that the demo I did not cover on the channel because I really wanted to play the full game, because I didn't want the full game or the demo to dictate how I felt about it. I always like to give the full game a fair shake, because you just never know if the demo is like really a good representation of what the final game is, right? Okay, we just make the jump. Die, kangaroo thing. And so what I'll say, though, is that I do think that the demo did not represent the game very well. The game has a lot more tile sets and areas than the demo actually gave off the impression of. And it actually has a lot more enemies than you think as well. When you play through the demo, you literally, I think, saw like 3 different types of enemies, and one was that little kangaroo guy that we were just killing. But, see, you go over to places like this, you think there'd be like some kind of secret or something there, but there is not. Oh, we gotta run again. Oh, we're going the wrong way. Somehow we didn't get hit there. I don't know how that happened. So yeah, I saw a couple people talk about this game being a Metroidvania. And to me personally, I feel like this game is it's almost too linear to be considered as such. As you can see here, I mean, this has been just a pretty much straight path all the way through to where we're going. You know, anywhere we haven't gone is just death. And it looks like, you know, there's another path there. Was that one that we missed, or was that one that we can get to later? I don't know. We'll check it out later. But there just doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of like dips and dives in the game design. You know, it's pretty linear. even with its secrets. You know, when we're talking about secrets here, we're talking about like I said, the intrigue of seeing a chest behind a wall you can't get through yet. You know. Oh, we're meeting up with this one again. You're a really talented climber, huh? Well, I expected nothing else. Okay, that's all you had to say? Nothing about, like, whether you figured out the runes or anything yet? Come on. Come on. Uh-oh. Well, this is not good. Her face. Again, game looks great. Animation is really nice. Whoever worked on the look and feel, or rather, not look and feel, but the look and style of this game did an excellent, excellent job. Give that person a raise for sure. Get some more Doritos. So at the moment, I technically could buy almost 4 upgrades for my character because they cost about 1,000 each. Oh, here's a new guy. There we go. Got a good hit there. I'm not very good at fighting those guys, though. Okay, so we finally got some kind of an upgrade ability here. But as you can see, the game is pretty linear, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a linear 2D experience. Oh, now we can wall jump. Cool. Not always a big fan of it when they mix the two, though. It's like you got to pick one. You can't have like diverging paths if the majority of the game is like super linear. You know, at least in my opinion, it just doesn't work in the game's favor when you do that because it in my opinion, confuses the player, making them think that the experience is something other than what you know, what it appears to be. Does that make sense? Is this death? No, it's not. More Doritos. I also want to say, like, some of the game design choices in this game are very strange. Having the character collect almost... How many is it? I'm almost at 4,000 of those Dorito things and not being able to use them is just weird. It is a weird design decision. I don't quite understand it myself, but hey, I didn't make the game. Maybe there's a reason for it. But I want the upgrades, man. Let me be able to get some upgrades, you know? Where am I? Okay, I'm not back up top. So, yeah, I was right. So that little area that was down over there really is... Oh, jeez. No good. The little area is just going to be where we're running up to right now. So the game is metroidvania, though, in the idea, though, that, like, now that I can wall jump, I can now reach certain areas I couldn't before up in the overworld, which definitely makes it a metroidvania, right? Because it's like, okay, now I can get this thing. They definitely planted some seeds and said, like, okay, there's some walls here, and to anybody who's played a game before, it's pretty obvious. You're like, okay, I'm going to be able to, like, either double jump or wall run. No, wall run or wall jump is what I meant to say through this area here. We are going to just brute force our way through here because I don't feel like dealing with these enemies. Because I'm not a big fan of those guys. Those bigger flies just create a bunch of smaller, more annoying flies. And it's like an endless thing. Oh my god, how do I time this? There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, I see. So this was a brick we couldn't get through. So there's no way that was a thing we could do previously. Okay, good. I feel a little bit better about that. Okay, we're going to head this way. And we're going to save the little bonfire thing, and then we're going to wall jump up. Hopefully fight a boss here. So I really want to show you guys the boss. I feel like the first two boss battles were actually pretty cool. I don't think they were anything to necessarily write home about, but I think that they were good design. I think they made good bosses for this so far. Alright, we need to wall jump up over here. And I will say, now that I'm doing this first dungeon of the game is definitely growing on me more than it was previously. When I played the demo and I played through like the first hour of this, I was just kind of like, okay, this is cool. I like the little spider area they start you in and everything. But I was just kind of like, where are we going with this? Like, I can't upgrade yet. I can't, you know, I couldn't find an ability to, you know, they hadn't given me any like cool abilities just yet. I was like, where are we going with this? You know, is this the whole game? It turns out there is a little bit more to it than meets the eye, which I like. Oh, jeez. Obviously, you don't want to, unless it really is that simple of a platformer, you don't want a game that's like going to show all its cards right off the bat, especially a Metroidvania. Like I said, intrigue and excitement. That is what is... Oh, jeez. That is what is the name of the game in the style of games, for sure. I'm going to use my little healing thing. Because these... Oh, my God. These axes are definitely doing a number on me. Not axes, they're swinging blades. Axes. Doritos. Oh, no, we actually got something different. A key! Finally, something else. They should really have colored the chest differently. If there were Dorito boxes, they should have made them purple or red or whatever. If there were key boxes, they should have made them gold. You know, they should have differentiated those, I think. All right, where are we at? Looks like we're just gonna fall down here now. So we got the key. I assume to the left was a locked door. So we chose to go the right way. Oh, jeez. Really chancing here. We'll wait on this one. Get out of the way! That could have been real bad. Doritos. I will say one of the other things I want to mention too is I have not died yet. Again, not a humble brag, but just like for those of you who are looking for a more difficult game, this game has not been terribly difficult yet. But take that from a guy who has actually played a lot of 2D platformers and a lot of Metroidvania style games. So keep that in mind. Wow, I didn't hit the fly and it didn't hit me. I feel like that's like an old limerick or something, right? What do we got going on here? That just looks like a long fall to death over there. It takes us back over that way. Okay. There's a bonfire. Now I see the feathers right there, so it's got to be boss time now. What do you guys think? Key? Alright, let's see what we got here. Kind of elevator going down. There's not just more dungeon, is there? Hopefully it's taking us to a boss fight. I feel like we've been traversing this dungeon long enough. We got a new ability. I think it's time. Oh, yep, something's up. Oh, jeez. More. Now they hop. So there you go. Already adding to the enemy variety, which is awesome. Again, something people complained about in the demo. Already rectified. Oh, this is a long elevator ride. Is there going to be another fight? This is kind of some of the stuff I'm saying here is like kind of unnecessary to have an elevator ride that long unless you're actually showing something cool. You know, they did do a fight in the middle of that, so great. If it was that long and there was no fight there, my God, that would have been like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Another bonfire this quickly. Okay, so we're close to where the feather is. Hopefully this is where our boss battle is going to be at. Is that a mirror or glass, or what am I looking at? Almost looks like we transferred into somewhere more modern, doesn't it? Looks like we're almost like in an apartment hallway or something like that. It's kind of weird. Yeah, look, there's people at like meeting desks that are like dead in there. What's that about? Interesting, weird. Wow, I've never been this far inside. This room definitely has a different air about it. Something about an old ritual and a catastrophe. Now, the daughter of the chief here does a lot of talking during the game, but I noticed that like your protagonist is pretty much a silent protagonist. Does the whole, you know, Legend of Zelda Link thing. The axe, your weapon can actually talk, but he seems to barely talk ever since we left the village. There we go. Furball finally said something. Is this part of the plague? Need to get out of here quickly. Exit's blocked, but I see another way. Alright, what are we doing here? Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was just going to say thanks for bailing on us. There it is. No time to waste. Oh, unless we miss it. There we go. Is this a chase thing? At the very beginning of the game, we were chased by spiders, so it wouldn't surprise me if... Yep, another chase scene. Oh, we are... Jump! Oh, we're dead. Did not even get close there. Jeez. See, it's the controls. Like they feel very strange and stiff. Like the air movement is really weird. That's very annoying. I jumped off the wall like several times. Okay, try this again. Oh, it's one of those games where you don't have to hold the direction of where you're jumping. You just let go and do the jumping. Okay. Yep, I've dealt with that in games before where you're holding the direction to sit on the wall, but you don't actually need to. She just automatically grips it. Okay, good to know. Alright, how long are we... Oh, jeez, now we got these things. How are those blades not killing that thing? Oh, get up there. If we die again, I may not want to restart this, because this is a... See how long this run is? It's insane. Without any checkpoints or anything? This is a really insane thing to do to... Oh, jeez! Okay, there is a checkpoint. Oh my god, I was going to be really mad. How far back is it though? This is an insane thing to do to like a new player. Like, what if this was somebody's first game? They would be like, what is happening? Get up there. Not that there isn't room for games to kind of just like go that way with it. You know, oh, you played games before? Here you go. Here's a game that's all about you being experienced. Not a problem with that. But it does make me laugh to think of like a little kid or something like this is their first game or second 2D experience or something like that. And they're just like, what is going on? What, this big thing is chasing me? This is an incredibly long chase scene, my god. Okay, we got out. Wow. We're gonna fight this thing now? The ruins are going to collapse. Let me accelerate the inevitable. You got a bomb? They did use a bomb earlier for something else, so it's consistent. Alright, here we are. We got achievement Explosive Spelunking, and think that's what we're going to call it, guys. It's a good half-hour look at Itorah. Itorah. But yeah, this is not a bad little game. I don't think that is a fully fleshed out Metroidvania style game. So if you're going into it thinking that's what it is, then you may be disappointed. So think of it as more of a linear 2D game that has some like sort of, you know, Metroidvania exploration elements to it. But it's definitely not a bad little game here. It's $20 on Steam right now. I believe it is on sale for the first week for $16.99. $17.99, something like that, somewhere in that vicinity. So if this looks cool to you, definitely get it the first week here to get a little discount. But guys, that is Itorah. Like I said, not a bad little 2D game. Just want to say thanks for watching. And of course, I'll see you all in the next one.